of the smaller maps we have in Black Ops 6 and play Hardpoint on it. Both our teams perfectly adept. Let's put their records to the test. Let's get this tournament underway. Map number 1, here we go.
And you heard the Death touch on it. If Vancouver Surge want this series to go the distance, they are gonna need this map 1, and Ghosty isn't gonna give it to him. A 3-piece in the Dolphin dives. How about the movement?
That would have hurt real bad. That man had to put his shoulder back into his socket after that 3-piece to start things off. Great work there from Ghosty. The rest of the squad now making their way across towards that P2 side. So left-hand side of the minimap, that's where the Thieves are going to be for as long as they can. No strangers to a skyline.
Oh, this is perfect too. I mean, you might have gotten Ghosty out the hill, and well, maybe you get Envoy out the hill too, but they have not flipped those spawns, and Ghosty shooting his gun. This is a new champion in this CDL, Ghosty, and he is looking mighty fine.
Oh dear, 4 to his name in a row, 7-1 overall. And look at this man, trying to get himself back into the highlight reel with another big dive play. Over to P2 we go, Thieves in control.
They do not have top control, so you have all those players running it down. Scraps, great tags coming in through everybody. However, they still get the pierce. They've made it to white steps, but Envoy drops them, and that is all 4 dead. LA Thieves cold, calculated, and killing them on this P2.
And look at the pressure. Envoy straight off the damage, straight off the 3 down in towards the front line on the Ghosty. They're lining up for him as Dan gets a couple more tags in. 2-piece on time, and he is hounded for these kills.
I mean, double digits. This man is locked in. Even in the player cams you see, he is the man making sure no slow starts from this team. Not anymore.
Oh, merciless attack here. 25 seconds to go on P2. P3's up for grabs any second now, but what an opener here from the Thieves.
And look at the setup they have on the minimap. Scrap is just posted over towards bottom. You have 2 players like what, taking up top routes again. You've had to chalk up so much of this P2 time in Vancouver. Finally get the break. It's for final 10 seconds. It doesn't matter, and they lost the spawns long term to make that happen. This is triage decisions being made by Vancouver. It's a painful start.
Well, they've got the numbers here towards time. Can they get into it? Abuza, he and Neptune find their respective kills. Oh, but no more. Scrap finds a way through. Trades are good for the Thieves. Can Nasty hold it down? Another dive there, but a 2-piece to his name. That's going to be the hard point going to Vancouver.
I mean, finally doing something. A couple players getting at least small sprees out. The ARs as well for Vancouver, heating up. Abuza on a 4 in the meantime. So good lockdown at P3. AR shooting their guns is nice, because obviously contending with Ghosty early on was a problem.
Left-hand side of the minimap now is Surge. That's where they're coming from. They're going to lose control of the hard point now. It's going to come down to a man-on-man 1v1 fight that 04 walks away from. Spawn slip as well. So, Surge, a good opportunity to get right back into this.
You just love the restabilization, a nice little balance back. You're able to take a breath and try to get the ball rolling. That is another destructive kill feed from LA Thieves, but every single player for Vancouver, at least the first 3 are going to spawn towards the new time, but they're losing the pressure. You win a massive gunfight there on Hydra, but nonetheless, the back spawns are blocked. Vancouver have problems to solve.
Sneaky Nasty on step might help out. Trade's going to be there. And Surge from up high. Find a couple more. Now looking towards that time. Get yourselves into the bathroom, boys, and wash off how bad the start of this hard point was. Surge, alive and kicking.
Yeah, and see the man that's suffering as well. 04 is 5 in 12, and that's going to continue. That is Scrap sliding in with an AR and bodying a sub player. Instantaneous break on P4, and a moment right now where the AR players of LA, they just continue to roll through.
Getting caught. Neptune, can he start to catch fire? No, another 3 dead Thieves. 25 seconds to go here in the bathroom, and they're going to go back over to P1 as well. Nasty, you've got to finish that kill! Scrap wins an insane fight.
Yeah, and that is a confidence boost for Scrap, and it is confidence that that young man does not need. But you give it to him, he'll take it. 04 slides in and takes a little bit of time right back, but ultimately, the story of the first set of rotations, Ghosty and Scrap are piecing them up.
Yeah, big work. Back to P1 we go. Gosh, time flies, doesn't it? You're absolutely gunning. Thieves, great start. Boozer here in our second set, finding himself a nice 2-piece to open time and get his boys in there.
I mean, I love when Abuza shoots his gun. Fun name to say. And now Neptune in sort of prime position on the P1. It's a much sort of slower setup right now rolling for Vancouver, and LA Thieves able to take their time to work the map, but you don't want to waste too much. This has been a good chunk of P1.
They're holding on. A lot of teams find great success here on P1, but Hydra now on the hunt. Nasty down as well. Can he get 3? Sure can. Back spawns now secured. Not for the Thieves. They've got a couple more players to kill. 3 to be precise.
Oh, and Hydra didn't read that at all, so he was on the exact same page as you. And so he's going to be chasing a Ghost. That's a small little mishap. And how about that? By the time he figures it out, just the clean movement delivers him the kills. And now the spawn out commences. LA Thieves took him a little longer too than they wanted, but they still got it done.
Hey, look, don't miss, don't lose. He does that for a moment, but Nasty winning a couple of nice fights. Now, a sweet spot to be in for Envoy's 2-piece. Back spawns should be good for the Thieves, but you've got bodies now on time for Vancouver. Abuza taking down as many of these players as he can on the approach to time. His teammates are nowhere to be found. Thieves are in.
And there's no routes to go through. 0-4, at least he has a little bit of help to make it towards the back line, so that's good teamwork from him and Abuza. And now you're getting the extra kills. Envoy last man standing. 0-4, heads up and aware. Doesn't mean you win the gunfight. Envoy's still behind you, still picking up pieces. And LA Thieves, they're making it mixy.
Sweet snaps from Neptune. Two-man attack now from Surge towards time. Now all down to Nasty. A sub in hand and great movement. 19 and 14. He's doing what he can to battle into this one. Still got a Semtex to work with there. Hold those members of the Thieves back. Now to the next avenue. Down low left. Can he get anything? No! Envoy again! What a run! Onto time against Thieves.
LA Thieves, yeah, they are just battling. That was like a very well orchestrated effort by Vancouver to actually make it towards the time. The teamwork on point, and then just somebody on LA Thieves always gives you something extra and just make it annoying. So even a clean rotation isn't ideal. And now for LA Thieves, it's the clean rotation at P3.
Clean indeed. They're going to be passing all kinds of health and safety standards in that kitchen. Oh my word. Envoy with another ridiculous kill. Neptune on the approach finds one alongside Abuza. Can you keep this going? No, you cannot. Envoy, backline again. The Thieves in control.
Yeah, and they might not have wanted to flip the spawns, but they read it instantly anyway. So a clean 4 down, the clean 4 down,
no.
and Vancouver Surge run into the ghosty blender.
Oh no, 24 and 15. Great work out of Ghosty. A 6-3 now for Envoy, looking to find his 7th. As what a run from the LA Thieves. This map 1 has been another 3 dead. Looking for the 4th man. Abuza though, he doesn't go down without a fight.
Yeah, but that fight isn't gonna matter. Those are just kills that you're still spawning out across the map. So look at how LA Thieves perfectly handling these spawns. Every single hill in another clean rotation. That is a P3 that they just virtually got a full 60 on, and they're set up for new.
Through the top. Here comes Surge. Break attempt number 1. They've got plenty of damage in, but Scrap will live to fight another day. A trophy to his name as well, and now a hail of gunfire from the LA Thieves. Going to keep the hard point in their hands. Last man left alive, Neptune. Can he make anything happen?
Someone come to time. Someone come to time.
Left of me.
Really
Weak left.
I'll get your left. I'll get your left.
P1. Deep left.
Could be patio. Spawn. Could be patio. Go forward. That P1.
Patio.
Left. Tobacco left.
Left.
Switch. Go to the back. Sugar. Go to the back.
I got something. Stay alive. I got him.
Then.
Yo,
Nice.
no, in bed.
I bet the front. I need a bet. One off a streak here. Everyone go. One off a streak.
Patio in the back.
Patio. One shot. Absolute.
Nice. That's gonna be fun. They have to bang this.
Rocks on me. Weak.
Rocks one shot, absolute.
Yo, come top mid.
I'm already
top home. Leave that guy top home. Let's go left and mid. On new top T. Listen, there are 2 top mid.
On you weak. All full.
On new, one shot.
Take
Yo, listen, I flip.
Okay, I'm not pitching.
I'll kill Piano. Yo, there's 2 top mid still, 1 time. Piano dead. Chow in between. I'm blocking.
I have it.
Spawning stone.
Yeah, stone, boss.
There's one on the stone steps. I blocked it right there. Ivy Rugs. What's your better name?
Top mid. No, 2 top mid.
We've found ourselves here a few times before, ladies and gentlemen. Hydra with another spree to close out the map, the LA Thieves. An incredibly dominant display on Skyline to start their tournament.
I mean, damn, our bad, Vancouver. We didn't mean to hit you like that for the listening where y'all just got disrespected immediately. That's painful. I mean, you saw Troy Center, by the way, when we were doing the walkouts right before his team sat down, he belted out a Warriors roar just to hype his squad up. And they're keeping the energy flowing. LA Thieves have acknowledged it. One of the biggest problems they have had this year, Major 1, Major 2, slow starts. We are on a Friday. We are having a quicker tournament. You cannot afford a slow start. And by God, LA Thieves did not let that happen. I don't know what that experience is like for Vancouver. You've lost to this team 5 times. They have your number. You're preparing for this for the past week since qualifiers ended. This is all you're thinking about on the travel days, on the plane, in scrims. You're building yourself up to get beat down like that.
And that's a tough one. 250, 103, a quick skyline there. A tough stat line for the Vancouver Surge players, and maybe an even tougher one for the fans. Your old rivals, the Thieves, you have yet to get a lick in. Highlights, folks, as we look across this one, and it is going to be a very red affair.
Yeah, and it is Ghosty quite literally ripping and roaring off the jump. I mean, double-digit kills by P2 is clinically absurd. It's like he's shooting bots in a 5v5, but now he's just able to sort of roll through, and then everybody else started picking up. We have Scrap unkillable over towards P1, Envoy, multiple pieces. You had Hydra spawn killing so effectively, he didn't realize they would just keep spawning there. I mean, yeah, that is a well-oiled machine. And look at the score here, 129 and 91. It was a close game until it absolutely wasn't.
Even with a minor mishap of Hydra, maybe Messi respawns a little too much, the team still managed to bounce back so quickly. You had one wave of players to deal with from Surge, and they couldn't get anything going whatsoever. 1v1 fights being won in a dramatic fashion. The Thieves seemingly unkillable as these final moments from Hydra again. The awareness was not there on point. That was essentially the whole team taken out by Hydra alone.
Yeah, and I mean, we're watching like different players sort of get hot as time goes on. Started with Ghosty, Scraps there for the follow-up, then Envoy starts picking up pieces, and now Hydra gets to wake up before we go into map 2. Yeah, that is as painful gets. The only time Vancouver Surge against LA Thieves have gone the distance is when they win the map 1s. I think LA Thieves might have been the team that put in a little bit of extra work to make sure that does not happen.
Yeah, Skyline, a wicked start for the Thieves. We'll see how the rest of this matchup goes here in winners round 1. But if you're Vancouver Surge right now, you're thinking about that Search and Destroy, because again, when we get to Hacienda, as the way of things have played out throughout the league since this year started, the LA Thieves seemingly unbeatable in the mode. That middle of the map is going to be a tough one. Sending out, get the boys ready for that Search and Destroy.
Yep, one of the best coaches we have in the CDL without question. And again, no lack of passion, no lack of hype. And it is an interesting dynamic. Sender's had a few different rosters he's working with. He's brought the wall bangs to this team. The nerdy S&D strats, he has been the purveyor of them. And yes, Permaturnt Troy. The man is ready to go, but while he's off the stage, well, his players certainly ripping and ready to go. A dealership to try to bounce back. But a very small, tight-knit, close quarters map. Vancouver Surge have looked phenomenal on it, but both of their SMG players in map 1 went a combined double negative. They got to figure things out quick.
Well, Search and Destroy a place they can figure things out. We've seen them have great success here, but again, against the Thieves, round 11 in Major 3 Grand Finals, a very, very difficult spot to be in. You test their sort of resolve and their composure, and this is only winners round 1, so what you don't want for the rest of the tournament is the Vancouver Surge flying through the lower bracket. That is seriously going to hurt. And again, down there, a couple of teams still with champs on their mind.
I think you do want Vancouver Surge because you don't want LA Thieves in those like, you know, it's a pick
poison.
Your poison. Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna die at some point, but we, you know, memento mori ourselves in the CDL for dealership. We know it's gonna be an explosive time.
Quite literally, folks. Scrap, the Lanimal here on Search and Destroy, 1.26 overall. Just shy of halfway winning all of his opening duels, but that's not going to slow him down whatsoever.
And I've seen a little bit of chatter about Scrap, about how he doesn't get enough gas, about talking about how good he is, how consistent this and that, because he is having a meteoric season, extremely consistent. And I feel like the reason he doesn't get the gas is that everybody in the league just accepts, yes, he's absolutely that good.
In about 2, we fly, and Abuza's going to make his way over towards the A-bomb site, where he will be met with trouble. Envoy, another first blood. The bomb now identified. Neptune's going to keep that place well and alive, and that bomb will be recovered, and we will be on the move once again. Thieves moving in for the kill.
Everywhere you go, you die. And Abuza, we know, is the lethal threat over towards A. For him to get eliminated is a massive tool Surge no longer have, and now they're reading the setup. They've cleared out the B site. You got Scrap rotating over to cover mid, and they know the only thing open is A. Vancouver Surge, that's exactly where they are.
And Scrap has multiple options how he wants to attack this A site. He's on the inside of the vent for now. That's a problem. You do not look both ways. Nasty slide. Not able to get a second though. Thieves start fast. Close it out quick.
And again, mentioned Vancouver Surge, love dealership, Abuza, the prime guy over towards A. On the offensive and defensive end, he has been ridiculously consistent on the map. He gets eliminated 5 seconds into the round, and then we jump over to the action on the flip side. Envoy shuts it down over towards B. Everybody for LA Thieves right now delivering.
Yeah, it feels like the Thieves individual fights, there's not a huge amount of contest in them. It's more like catching these members of Surge unaware on the rotation or out of the threshold, maybe from a bad angle. If they slow their game down a tiny bit, they might be able to catch up, but so far, so good for the LA Thieves.
See if they have something cooked up for Abuza. You know what spot he's going to be playing. And here come the nades. We'll see if they connect. I don't see any trophies. It looks like they just missed, and that'll give Neptune the first blood.
That's a nice first blood, but it's not going to stop the bomb plant. Envoy getting that one down. Pop checks there, enough to pass the intel for Scrap to find the kill on the Nasty. The trade's now flying over. Ghosty finds himself in a great spot, but Envoy plants the bomb, finds the final kill. Thieves, 2 in a row.
Yeah, in a round that took less than 30 seconds. These are blink and you miss it. And once again, I mean, Abuza, lethal threat on that section of the map. The pre-nades don't connect with them. Ghosty still gets the drop. So even when you dodge the initial strat rolling through from LA Thieves and you get the first blood, for Vancouver, the round collapses either way.
Nervous tension starting to kick in here for the Vancouver Surge players, because again, you've had a tough run at this matchup so far, unable to find any success in this Search and Destroy so far. Back over towards A we go. Not a huge amount of force shown here from the LA Thieves, but plenty of time yet for that. Here come the nades.
Still got to worry about the vent though. Hydra, he is prowling, waiting in position. The bomb does get planted, and he is peeking his head out for the first blood. A dangerous game, but he finds it.
Oh, and he's going to get away with his life as well. The back pedal safely away, the health regen, a man advantage, and now a perfect flank. A literally perfect flank. Another round where Surge have fallen prey to the vent hit. Thieves are speed running the Search and Destroy.
Yes, we are at exactly 2 minutes of in-game time right now for the dealership, and we might be halfway to completion. This is as quick gets, and every single round for LA Thieves dialed in, calculated, and a moment for Hydra in the vent where you feel like if you're Vancouver, you have to trade him out. There was no hope of it. Ghosty had him covered. Got the kill on 04 over by the vehicles, and I mean, this is everything going right.
Yeah, you've pulled all the attention as well, so no one is even there. You've lost a man in the initial gunfight, and then you don't have anyone to help watch that. So much noise coming from the spawn. Vancouver have yet to get themselves any kind of footing here. Can we get a little bit of purchase here in round 4? The Thieves, and Ghosty is yet to die, but he had a great map 1, and he is sending it all the way into this. And there is his 4th in a row.
Good try. I mean, that was the strat LA Thieves use against you. You try to steal a play out of their book, and you get cooked.
Hydra on the dance, still roaming around. There isn't going to be a whole lot shown here. Again, Vancouver Surge. Retreat back over towards B, the lone man on A. We'll see where the fight takes place. 04 gets the trades through. Nasty now maneuvering in a position, but Hydra, are we winding up for the haymaker? The bomb planted now. Vancouver Surge, 3 members to take down and the defuse.
And they're so trapped in. Scrap is taking all the space. They're just in a kill box, and there they go. Demoralizing and devastating is this map in this series right now for Vancouver. If you lose in this kind of fashion, it might be hopeless in the matchup for the rest of the year.
This is as good as it could possibly get right now for the LA Thieves, folks. They certainly had a good sleep last night. They've woken up on the right side of the bed. Vancouver Surge, we might see their tournament start in losers round 1.
I mean, yeah, by the looks of it, this is not remotely close. This is just testing LA Thieves' ability to play perfect Call of Duty. And honestly, even on the skyline, so far so good.
It's pretty perfect. Go back to Old Faithful. 4 men hit towards A. We're going to get anything here. The cars are popping. We've got a little bit of intel from our stuns. Hydra. Go, 4 just holds it down. A trade. Oh, and a team kill. Wait a minute. A gift from the COD gods. Envoy left alone. Welcome back, Vancouver Surge.
There we go, baby. Fight back. Love to see it. And all what it took was a teammate rolling through from LA Thieves. Just help them out a little bit. There you go. Be good friends.
Yeah, Ghosty a little too voracious towards that A-bomb site. A little bit of friendly fire in the form of a grenade. Again, all those cars explode for the new viewers at home. Yeah, very, very dangerous indeed. And now, with that one round under your belt, can you get another?
And just in case, you know, COD fans, we exist in a sort of different speed than the rest of the world at times. I feel like this has only been 3 minutes and 12 seconds of in-game time, and we're 5 rounds deep. So this has been blink and you miss it. And LA Thieves not wasting any time, back to attacking the A site. Neptune and Abuza here for defense.
One of the fastest rounds of, well, games of Search and Destroy we may see, but right now, Surge have yet to be blooded. This is typically what happens. It's a lot quicker than this prior, so you've already got yourself a little moment for the Thieves to possibly make a mistake. And will put their resolve to the test. Here come the Surge reinforcements through the middle of the map. Hydra watching the flank.
And they're forcing it through, and they're getting it. Another first blood for LA.
And that is still Envoy holding this position. I mean, he could go for it. Yeah, now he's got the numbers advantage, he's got the hit point advantage, and he's got the kill. A trade in position. Oh, and the movement is there. The camaraderie from the Thieves. They get it done. It's all onto Nasty. Can he clutch the 1v2?
What do you think? No, he cannot. He gets caught immediately. LA Thieves do not waste any time. There's no point of even watching the attempt. The teamwork there too clean. Abuza was able to give you 2 in that round, or maybe him and Nasty got to pick a piece with the ARs, but they still get throttled. They are still struggling to find a first blood. That is now 5 out of the 6 first bloods in favor of LA in the only round that they have lost. They had a team kill in the middle of it.
Oh, Thieves. Map point to go 2-0 up in the series. Everyone in position for this one. Going into the half, not what you want to see. The Thieves, this is one of the most decisive and dominant victories. A perfect read on the B hit. The opening gunfights are not going the way of Surge. Backed up, all sorts being thrown at them. The kitchen sink might have just hit 0-4.
I mean, they're trying to square though. Vancouver Surge are here. And funnily enough, it's LA Thieves that actually back down and sort of re-give up the space. Now, Scrap is still shooting. He's got Envoy to work with, but Vancouver Surge could 3v2 to try to take over the site, but they feel the fear. They're backing down.
Can they get a pick? Can they get a kill without being traded? RC making its way down the 8th Street. What a win from 0-4. Finally tags Hydra back. Man advantage.
Hey, first blood, you have to deliver in these rounds.
Envoy waiting for Nasty here. Teammates moving forward now. 2 1v1s separately, but Surge, they've got the advantage here with the man. Numbers, Neptune in and out like a light. Envoy can't pick up the back line. Surge finally finds some success. And that B-bomb site has got their name all over it. Ghosty 1v3. 1v2. And here we go. The plot armor donned by the LA Thieves. Let's see if it's a real thing or not.
Ghosty is good for maybe 2 or 3 ridiculous clutches per year.
Great read here from 0-4. Shoulders being thrown. Whoa! The chances of getting away from that fight are slim to none with 0-4 that close. But a worthy attempt.
That's ridiculous. That's how good cameraing is in Call of Duty. The fact that Ghosty pre-fired that, had the perfect aim on the shots as well, but yeah, just Nasty with the movement, able to pop up over that little ledge, at least from a distance. A nice bailout round there. 0-4, ton of credit, gets the clean first blood, respecting the presence on the B side of LA Thieves, making the adjustment and just hard reading the corner. A fun round to get, but for Vancouver, gonna need 4 more.
Also really liked what I saw there from Vancouver in general. A lot of patient play, lovely trades, lovely teamwork. Bait switching, here we go. Trades are there, but you're gonna be winning it if you're coming out as the Thieves. And Envoy wins another insane 1v1. Abuza, the hopes of the team here in the map lie on your shoulders.
And Abuza was absurdly clutch in MW3. This game has not been as kind.
That is it. A slaughter, a crushing victory from the LA Thieves. It did not look anything like the grand final of Major 3. Thieves come out and clean dispatch in the first 2 maps.
There is not even a way to pretend that that was remotely close. That is as good as it gets. And now this is the situation. Obviously, LA Thieves, they're good in every game mode. Great in hardpoint. Clearly good in search and destroy.
But
control is their bread and butter, where they have one of the best, mode records of all time. Like an 83% win rate in this game mode. If you're down 2-0 to LA, I mean, you're playing that third map just because you have to.
It's a guarantee.
It's
one
the
map
rules.
win. It's the rules. I mean, that's the way it's played out all year long. Statistically, nothing insane there from the LA Thieves. Nice work out. Ghosty, the non-traded 7, aka every kill he got. got. Beautiful work from them in their first bloods, nearly perfect. So 6-2, the final score on Search and Destroy, 2-0. And the LA Thieves have absolutely ripped Vancouver a new one.
And we're tipping it to Ghosty again, a brand new champion to the scene. He finally got over that hump and 5 assists as well. So he gets to see the 12-3 with the EKA at the end of the scoreboard. He has been completely dominant in this series, as has the team. Quite literally all 4 players on their best.
Absolutely disgusting work going into the half. Thieves 2-0. If you've just joined us, you can scrub back through YouTube pretty quick. That was a fast one. Now it's quick over the desk.
They're throwing us off our game.
What a great start to this show. Ali, I was like, what is the Vancouver pick? You're getting slopped around on dealership so far.
Yeah, no, honestly, I was hoping more for a Skyline steal from the side of Vancouver Surge. These are 2 very strong map 1 teams, and Surge has found a lot of success when it comes to Skyline, but that dealership certainly was clinical.
Now, Joe, you said that this is kind of familiar footage because you witnessed it back at the last championship matchup. So why does this team have Vancouver's number? What is it about Thieves' playstyle, or is it an issue for Vancouver's playstyle against the
Well,
Thieves?
I think it's a map pool thing, right, with how strong their Skyline is. It's just so tough to take that hard point versus LA Thieves. You're going back and forth. Do we play Vault? Do we play Skyline?
Yeah.
Aussie, right? They just don't have a choice. And what is Surge's strength? It is the hard point.
Okay.
And then a dealership Search and Destroy. I mean, we've seen a round 11 between these two, but we've also seen some dominance out of LA Thieves. Another one right here.
I think also like the sub-duo 04 Neptune just gets shut down against this team. I mean, you look at the historical matchups as well. Like Neptune hasn't had the same amount of success that he's had versus the rest of the league. And you look at the map 1 there, both of them double negative, right? And on the flip side of that, Hydra has dominated this matchup, like a 1.25 in the 5 times they've squared away. So yeah, the sub-duo needs to get going on the side of Vancouver if they're to come back. But the problem that you face is you're headed into control.
Yep.
Who's the best control team in the world, Chris?
I think it might be that team there wearing the red-black jerseys with the handshakes and stuff and all the good vibes.
It's one of the red or black teams.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Taking a look at our maps moving forward, we got Hacienda, and Rewind. If we get to a game 5, Tack Grab, by the way, said if they get to a game 4, Neptune is good for a 1.4. Ali, I don't know if you're getting that far.
I mean, that's tough because you go back to the first respawn, and this is where I thought Vancouver Surge might be able to keep it a little bit scrappy, but Dan opens 10-2, right? And that's a situation where Dan doesn't do this very often, so obviously it catches Vancouver Surge off guard. They get a little bit behind, and LA Thieves are just running with the momentum when it comes to this map number 1. So they're set for success here. You know, looking forward to that control. I will say for the side of Vancouver Surge, their control has gotten better. That has been their main focus since after like stage 2. Is control has been their biggest pain point, adding Hossie and Proto into their map pool. So opportunity for Surge to maybe switch the momentum in this map number 3, but you're talking about LA Thieves' best control team in the game.
Yeah, and even if we were to go to a game 5, LA Thieves 5-1 on Rewind S&D. On the flip side of that, Vancouver have struggled on Rewind, haven't been able to add it to the map pool yet. So yeah, truly gonna have to do the impossible if you're Surge.
Joe, I just saw the score, 120-95, and then it jumped about an hour forward,
They
and
got
it
8
was
points.
220-95.
Just 8 points. I mean, this is just LA Thieves.
Wow.
They play so fundamentally correct. We saw at the major in the last map, right? That 4-0. Like, once they get going, they are so hard to stop.
Championship caliber footage being displayed on the main stage right now, but that's not the only stage in action. We have 2 streams going on, and over on the side stage, Minnesota and Miami are in a slobber knocker. I'm told it was a pretty good map number 1. Let's take a look at the numbers. 250 to 210, a 40-point difference. But guess how many kills Nero dropped for Minnesota?
So many. He
In the
tried.
Yeah.
40 for the L. He goes plus
tried.
11. On the other side, Real was 35 and 25, the positive 10 from the SMGs.
And I'm sure you guys talked about it, but like, this is it for Mini. Like, they drop down, and you are going to be having such a tough match on the top side of the losers bracket.
That is the first Minnesota Search and Destroy round win. We are joining live, I'm told by our producer. So here we go. Round 5 of S&D. Talk to me about these 2 teams vaguely, because I don't know if they can hear us.
Yeah, I mean, Miami Heretics have been ridiculous in Search and Destroy, and particularly on this map, on Dealership, right? Many have been playing better in that game, although recently. Kenny, we all saw his flawless search, but, you know, this is a massive map. If they're able to take this, it will give them, like, a decent edge in the series, because when we get to game 4, we're going to red card, and we've seen Mini on red card. They're pretty solid there.
Yeah,
Rancor and Real, by the way, 5-1 at this point. They're super with another first blood.
Yeah, Super didn't even need to be carrying them in this one when you got Rancor and Real putting up numbers like that. The big thing for Mini right now is it relies so heavily on their SMGs finding control in the middle of this map for them to be good at Dealership, and it just doesn't seem like that's been panning out. Obviously, obviously in the flip side, Real is having a time. But it's going to be Geo with 2. We're going to get it evened out when Super catches another one. For Minnesota Rocker, they need something to get the momentum going, because right now I'm not seeing anything on the right side of my screen.
Rancor ripping the vet right there as Kenny gets busted. You got to think Nero is dead. 1v3, Minnesota now down 1-4 in Search and Destroy after dropping map 1. This is their tournament, Joe.
I mean, it's a huge concern, the fact they've already lost Skyline, right? Like, that is how they sort of started with this new roster. Dominating is through the hard point, especially on Skyline hard point. If you're going to beat Miami, I feel like you probably have to take both, right, with how good their search has been. So I'm already very concerned for Rocket.
Reverse sweep is not off the cards, though. The control's winnable against Miami, and then that red card.
How many times, though, have we seen them,
as fun as that match is, you got to go to Bravo to keep the conversation rolling. Right now here on Alpha, we're jumping back into the main stage game. We're on match point. LA Thieves about to score 1 for the home team, Allie. Or is it a reverse sweep from Vancouver?
It might be a score and 1 for the home team, LA Thieves. 1.2 of LA Thieves. They're crazy.
Nate Shot's here to watch them in person. They can't choke here, right, Miles?
Oh, they absolutely could, Chris, but they probably won't. And the good news, though, for the folks who really want to watch that Bravo match, this one might be over kind of quick. Right?
I mean, this is like an old school COD event in the sense of like day one, multiple streams going, red zone-esque sort of style on the desk. And as is typical from old events on a Friday, it is beatdowns of matchups we have. Typically, it's against a 1 seed versus like a 16 seed is what we're used to in this style. This is like number 1 versus number 2 right now, and LA Thieves are just walking straight through them.
It's such a tough matchup as well, just talking about it. I mean, there is a mental block element there. There is just something about, hey man, when they've got your number, they get you every time. And Thieves and Surge this year alone has been, and they have nightmares about that intro where the boys are dropping in. This year we take everything. Yeah, they basically did take every series against them, no question asked.
Taking the souls from Vancouver. Like, I mean, the way that this has been going, it is the type that just solidifies it, right? Like, you're down 0-5, but there's like things you're working on. Like, Vancouver Surge has not been a really good control team throughout the year. In this stage, they've been making improvements. They have taken strides as a team. Just to be on the receiving end of a beatdown like this. Hacienda, though, very interesting map pick. LA Thieves, it was a consistent veto from these guys throughout the stage, and maybe that's the type of thing gonna psych Neptune out. Maybe if you just need to figure out the right class or whatever it was, we can figure it out maybe long term, but Abuza still shooting his gun, looking to get any type of kills.
It does look like there might be something going with Neptune right now. He's number 8 on the minimap, but that weapon has now been discharged, and he's got a kill on a Hydra. So might have been a timing play. Might have been something they've been cooking up. And what shots from Abuza as he cooks up a great one there on a scrap.
200 IQ or something weird. We're never going to find out, at least it's not until after that, I suppose. Either way, though, you're trying to force it through the B zone, and you're going to have no opportunities to do so. You're getting cut down, tagged up, tattered everywhere you go. This is still pre-patch spawns for those of us who play in ranked play. Well, you see Vancouver spawning in absolute depths. You got the stranglehold on the map. 0-4 is out, but he's the only one.
Yeah, it's a nice sign of life here from Surge. The individual fights will be back in play, and they're getting a couple of kills here or there, but you have to get out of your spawn. Hydra going to be an issue. 0-4 could be a hero right now for the boys. Get them that sign of life. Get them out into spawn, and now get them in the B.
Yeah, it's such a tough moment for 0-4. How much do you want to go back and help your teammates out, or do you need to force it through the zone? 21 seconds paused on the clock, and it's a single capture, and 0-4 is completely surrounded. Dead to rights, he can't get any degree of help because Vancouver Surge can't make it through their spawn.
He was all alone, but the rest of the boys now show up. A slight disconnect there, and 13 seconds. Oh boy, oh, what in the wall hack? He saw that. He saw the barrel. That's not a problem. Neptune finds a big one there, but you got to go on time. Not going to happen, folks. This round is done. Shout out the LA Thieves for a real solid grip there on defense.
I mean, this is an impeccable series right now from LA Thieves. Nearly flawless. They had one round in S&D they wish they could have gotten back. Maybe a single hill that they could tune up stuff a little bit on the skyline, but ultimately, I mean, it's perfect Call of Duty. This team right now, it is as good as it gets.
Goes to 8-2. He is having a brilliant series so far. Hardpoint, spectacular work. Search and Destroy really going his way as well, and now in control. Off to a dangerous, dangerous start. He joined Scrap in the high damage dealers in that first round.
In my mind, the theme for this series has just been how quickly LA Thieves have been running them over. Round one, also as quick as you could realistically get it. Now we try their hand on an attack.
Okay, not a great start, but good work in the trades at the very least. You get one on the board. on board with Neptune on the other side here is he's going to find it, but again, it's the trade. And that was the capture on towards Ace. The LA Thieves are doing everything right so far. Ghosty opens up the avenue now to push Spawns real bad. 3 dead.
Yep, and who gets the joy? Hydra, the one that is able to spawn kill. Everybody else going to move towards his own.
We're on board. Hydra once again, 3 spree. Could be a 4, but nice work. He's got a frag grenade to play slowly there in office, but picks his corner, stays alive. Oh no! Anyone there to get it? Yeah, sure. Trades are done. Ghosty now through 10. You're keeping this pressure up on B halfway through the capture. The second segment is yours.
And if Hydra dies, that means now it is Ghosty's turn to spawn kill. Jackal up top, and those 2 players down low.
Yeah, it's 4 spree, 12-3. Ghosty. He hoists a trophy last month and already looks like a champion here at 12-3. What a run.
Killer confidence in Vancouver Surge, having to take a route through spawn, and Nasty, every time we see him, is having there's someone just sliding into guaranteed death.
Yep.
That's all 4 down, and Scrap, well, he wants his dope. He was looking for some spawners. He doesn't get them.
Nope, not a chance. Well, Hydra's still going to get the capture here. Second segment at 8 gone. Anyone here stack it up. Envoy's going to slow down the attack, only for a moment, but what a nade on a Ghosty. Oh, Nasty turns and finds the defensive play. Vancouver, they're alive.
Yeah, problem is there's 2 minutes on the clock and they got 12 lives left. And you got 04 is 2 and 9. He was 13 and 31 on map 1.
Uh-oh.
I mean, this is just make it stop.
Again, hurt real bad, folks. Vancouver's. Let's get some CPR going. Get that tourniquet applied. Let's move over towards A if we can. It's a 1-man capture. Ghosty now fighting forward under the coverage of Scrap's pistol from way up high. Beautiful shots. Trade's done, and that should be the round. Ladies and gentlemen, last hits here from Neptune. Gunned up, taking care of business. We are 1 round away from one of the fastest series in the CDL history.
At 4 minutes of in-game time for the control, and I feel like, I mean, Vancouver, Abuza, there's nothing he can do but laugh. And this is an interesting moment. You know, Miles, we could just pretend we're the desk for a second.
Yep.
Assuming Vancouver loses this series, do you doubt their ability to make a loser's bracket run?
Who am I? Am I
Does this change your mind? You're you. You're just you.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, same. I feel like Vancouver still are going to be in like a good team in this tournament.
Yeah.
They've been great in stage 4, making improvements. LA Thieves, they are just that team. This is final form.
It's a really incredible, an unfortunate variable. You know, it's a concoction that the Thieves have just put together that the Vancouver Surge can't digest, man. They just struggle so hard against it. 2-2 off the rip. They've lost every gunfight. That's what I'm talking about. It's almost as if it's scripted, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, if it was, it'd be more engaging than that round was. My good God. Well, 4 spree for Hydra as he fights his way forward. That comes to an end. Neptune now battling in, and the 3-man hit through Lambo. Look at the guns up at the ready, though. Thieves, you gave up. Is there a knife? There is a hip fire. Neptune trying to drag the boys forward.
This is just such a slow crawl out of your spawn, though. Like, these are great reads and plays from Neptune.
Ooh.
But the way Thieves are playing it, they're still just controlling the pace. Half of the round's game clock has been burnt out. Vancouver Surge have just now made it past the 50-yard line.
Being perfectly read in nearly every situation. And you are having to win some ridiculous gunfights. And again, Nasty with a submachine gun in hand, trying to change the fate. They're being read like some sort of evil AI from a Mission Impossible film. And now Neptune and 04 get their respective kills and at least get on a B.
Or evil AI from current real-world time. Like, it's just...
Well, we're getting a segment. We're getting a segment, Vancouver. This is not over yet, boys. Here comes the counterattack. Envoy. Oh, red, but dealt with. Instant trade.
And a moment for LA Thieves where we see how good their comms are. Envoy's full sending it because he gets the one-shot comm, kills the right guy. They are completely dialed in. Listen, when we were sort of at the start of the year talking about Super Team pushing that narrative, you go to a Game 7, Round 11 phase like your first tournament, and we go, yeah, this is the type of thing we meant. This team's looking great. Bottom out of stage 2, and we go, okay, maybe the narrative was too far. This is what we meant when we were describing Super Team. This is all 4 players completely dialed in, and this might be the most perfect series we have had all year, and it's against Vancouver Surge, who have been back-to-back in grand finals, obliterated.
Perfect. Is one way to describe that series from the LA Thieves. They're walking around too, feeling pretty good about themselves, but I would wager that the next opponent they face, they might not have as perfect a game plan against. A mental block. A little bit of just bad aura. What is it? This matchup continues to be so one-sided here in the league.
I mean, that genuinely has to be, in terms of like two top teams in any given game, one of the hardest blowouts we have ever seen in Call. I mean, that was ridiculous. What did they do wrong?
Honestly, you could see Vancouver Surge make it all the way through low bracket to get back to a grand final.
For sure,
That could absolutely happen.
They've been an elite team, yes.
You've just got the most unbelievable hold upon this matchup, making Vancouver Surge back-to-back grand finalists go down in 5 minutes and 57 seconds in a game of control. I mean, honestly, I think there are people still waiting for their food in like a line outside. You could have gone to the restroom, come back, and it's already round 2. Insane work. Insane work from the team.
Yeah, 6 minutes or underneath that in the control. It was one of the fastest S&Ds we've seen that I think was underneath 5 minutes. And then Skyline is not a map that takes very long, and it was a near 100-point club. I mean, listen, we can let everybody else talk with that, but this is LA Thieves. If they're starting their tournament like this, they are hungry for another championship trophy. They're actually coming for everything.
Absolutely, folks. Well, that is how this series went. And if you just joined us, you did miss an incredibly impressive display